Hi guys! So I'm sure you're probably thinking, Sam, why are you making a video? You said you wouldn't be making any more videos until the end of May. And that's true, but my next exam isn't until Wednesday, so I've got a few days to revise for it still, and to be honest I feel quite relaxed about it. And the main reason I decided to make a video today is that I saw Shrek the musical 2 days ago on Friday the 20th of May, and I really liked it, so I thought I'd make a little review. Before I begin the review, okay, that's better, so now that I'm all Shrekified, I can start my review. Okay, so I don't really know where to start, so I'm just going to start with the storyline. The storyline is very simple, easy to follow for the kids in the audience. It's easy for them to kind of get into it and stuff. I'm not exactly sure which of the Shrek movies it's kind of based on. I think it's based on all of the three of them kind of combined or something, or possibly the first one actually, because it's, you know, Shrek meets Donkey for the first time and stuff. So yeah, it's probably mostly based on the first movie. And yeah, the show starts with Shrek kind of coming into the audience, and he got a really big applaud when he came on, which was really cool. Everyone was like, oh my god, Shrek's on stage, which is great. And then he kind of starts to tell us a story about his childhood and how he was he had a hard life or whatever. And you get to see the mini Shrek, little Shrek, which was really cute. It was played by a kid, I don't know his name, but he was really cute. And then he starts singing a song about his childhood and stuff. And then we get to meet Princess Fiona, who also gets to kind of tell us about her childhood a bit, which again was really cool. And you know, you get to see mini Princess Fiona, again really cute, played by a young actress. And then I think, if I remember correctly, the next scene is basically where we get to meet some of the fairy tale characters, which were obviously played by the ensemble, and they were amazing. Very, very good. You know, it was a really, really fun scene. You had people, you know, like Humpty Dumpty, dwarfs, a mouse, or whatever, like, you know, pigs and stuff. It was just really, really good. It was a really fun scene. That's where you get to see Pinocchio for the first time as well, who was played by, one second, Jonathan Stewart, that's his name, and he was really funny. He was really cool. Everyone, the kids mainly, really liked him because his nose kind of got bigger, and so it was just really cool. He was brilliant. And then as a whole, the ensemble, I think, were really good in that scene. The choreography was really good. They just worked really well together, and there was like a really good chemistry between them. It was a really cool scene. A few little kind of standouts from that scene were the three pigs, who were all brilliant. They were so funny. And then also Delroy Atkinson, who I'd seen a few times in Avenue Q, was playing the White Rabbit, and he was really funny, and you know, he was really good. But you know, overall, all of them were really good in that scene. It was just like, it was a really fun scene, like I said before. Then Shrek gets to meet them and stuff, and then they tell him about how, you know, Lord Farquaad is evil and blah 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 blah. And then Shrek kind of has to go and find Lord Farquaad, and then on his way to finding Lord Farquaad, he meets Donkey. The donkey was played by Richard Blackwood, and he was really funny, and you know, they get to meet each other, and they go on their little journey to finding Farquaad. Then you get to the scene where we get to meet Lord Farquaad for the first time, and that's probably one of the best scenes of the whole show. Everyone in the audience were laughing their heads off. Everyone was so just like, oh my god, this is so funny, and it really was. Farquaad is played by Nigel Harmon, and he was just absolutely hilarious. He was brilliant. Obviously, he has this little, because he's meant to be short, so he has like really short legs, which aren't really legs, so he has to kind of move them with his arms and stuff. It just is so brilliant the way they've done it. It's so funny, and he acts the part really well. He just made everyone laugh. He then sings his song, which I think is Welcome to Duloc, or What's Up Duloc, or something, one of those. I can't remember which one it was, but it was something about Duloc, and it's really funny. Then the donkey and Shrek get to meet Farquaad, and they kind of get sent to go on a mission and try and find Princess Fiona and rescue her, or something. And as you would imagine, on their way to the princess's castle, you know, like a few things happen between Shrek and Donkey. They kind of have a bit of banter going on, and there's one scene which I found really, really brilliant. I can't exactly remember what it was, but I think they were just like on their way to the castle, and they were kind of talking to each other, Donkey and Shrek, and behind them some really hilarious stuff happened. For example, one of the giraffes from like Lion King the musical kind of appeared all of a sudden behind them as they were walking. Just random things would like happen behind them as they were kind of walking, which was really funny. Overall, there were quite a lot of like musical references in the show. Like there was one reference to Defying Gravity in Wicked, when Lord Farquaad sings his last note. It's like ah, which was funny, really funny. There was a little reference to Les Miserables as well, if I'm not mistaken, with the flag and stuff. It was just really funny. Anyway, they get to the castle and they save Princess Fiona, I think. The whole scene is really funny, like how Shrek tries to get in and stuff, and then Fiona's just sat there kind of waiting for her Prince Charming or whatever, and then all of a sudden she sees Shrek, and it's just really funny. And then, yeah, I think the first act ended with a song called Who I'd Be, if I'm, yeah, that's what it says in the program, I don't actually remember, but yeah, and then, yeah, I think it's where Shrek is kind of singing about how everyone always judges him without kind of knowing him because he's like this scary ogre or whatever. It was quite a nice kind of ending to the first act. Second act starts with Princess Fiona, played by Amanda Holden, singing Morning Person, which was great. It was really funny. She did kind of, her facial expressions are quite funny in that song. She sings it pretty well, and yeah, it was a good kind of opening to the second act. There's one scene in the second act where Farquaad is like meant to be in a gym or something, like he has like weights and stuff. He's like basically pretending to be this really muscly, really manly man when really he's scared of everything, and he's like this little guy. It's really funny again. Basically any scene that he was in was funny. And then slowly, like you know, Princess Fiona becomes an ogre or whatever, and then Shrek likes her, but he doesn't know how to say it to her because he doesn't know that she's an ogre, and you know, things like that, just kind of stereotypical things that you kind of, I think you know the story anyway. And yeah, like Donkey keeps like encouraging Shrek to tell Fiona that he likes her, which is really sweet. And then like Donkey and Shrek kind of fall out for a while. In the end, Lord Farquaad kind of meets Fiona, and Fiona accepts to marry him, even though, well, basically Lord Farquaad comes on stage on a horse, and he's so short. It's so funny, like on a horse. He looks so like little on that horse, and then obviously the horse isn't real. But yeah, he comes on stage and he asks Fiona to marry him, and Fiona's like, okay, and then they're about to get married when Shrek enters, and it ends happily ever after, I guess. The last song they sing is I'm a Believer, which is probably the most fun song in the show. They sing it after they've done their bows and stuff, and so most of the audience were up on their feet, you know, clapping and singing along, or like, yeah, singing along and clapping and having fun, which was great. And it was like a really nice ending, like a kind of a big party ending to the show. One thing I forgot to mention is the dragon, which was amazing. We first meet the dragon in the first act, and it's so cool. It's a big massive puppet, and obviously there's a few, I think there's one guy or a couple of guys, there's a few people kind of controlling the dragon, and it's massive, and it does everything. The dragon, it moves its mouth, it winks, it blinks, it does everything, and it looks just amazing on stage. And the voice of the dragon is sung by Landi Oshinowo, who I'd seen in Sister Act before, and so I knew she was going to be amazing. But her voice is just absolutely incredible, and she's so good. Obviously you don't actually see her on stage when the dragon sings, but you can hear her sing, and she's amazing. Yeah, I think the dragon just in general was really cool. The movements that she did, it just looked really real, and that's also to do with the amazing puppetry that they do. And then in the second act we get to see a smaller version of the dragon fly over the audience, which was really cool, but it actually caught me by surprise because I was in the stalls and all of a sudden I saw this dragon fall like all over me, and I was like, oh my god, there's a dragon. But yeah, it was really cool. So that's pretty much the story side of the musical. Music-wise, I have to be honest, I don't think that the score is the score's not amazing. It's good for what it is. I mean, I personally didn't really come out thinking, oh, that song was really good, or I didn't really have any other songs stuck in my head, if I'm honest. Some of the songs are, you know, pretty good. I think I have a couple of songs that I liked, enjoyed more out of the others, including Big Bright Beautiful World and Morning Person, which Amanda Holden sings. One of the Duloc songs, which Lord Farquaad sings, Here in Duloc. I can't remember what its name is, but yeah, that one was really fun. And obviously the song that the dragon sings is also really cool because Landy's voice is amazing, so it makes it really cool. But yeah, I wouldn't say the score of the musical is the strongest point about it. The score is probably the weakest thing about the musical, actually. But the songs are good. It's not that they're not good. They're just not amazing compared to like the whole show as a whole. Acting wise, the ensemble were very strong. All of them as a whole. They just worked really well together. The four leads, Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, and Farquaad. I don't know. I mean, Shrek was pretty good. He did a Scottish accent, which was a bit weird at first, but I got used to it soon. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, that really worked well for the character of Shrek, and you know, he did a good job of portraying his character. Fiona, who was played by Amanda Holden, she actually surprised me. I didn't really know much about Amanda Holden before I actually saw her in this musical. Obviously, I'd seen her in Britain's Got Talent and stuff, but that's all I knew of her. And that's wrong of me really to kind of misjudge her before I'd actually seen her live. But I was really skeptical before I went to see her because all I knew of her was what she did on Britain's Got Talent. Like I'd see her every day on my TV, and I just thought that that's all she could do. But no, she was really good. She impressed me a lot. She was really funny. I think she really understood her character, and she played Fiona really well. Voice-wise, I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of other musical theatre performers out there who could probably sing the songs that Amanda had to sing a lot better than Amanda sang. But that doesn't really matter because on the whole, she played the character Fiona really well, and I think the character really suits her. Donkey, played by Richard Blackwood, he was really good. I don't understand. I'd read so many negative reviews about him before I went to see the show, so I wasn't actually expecting much from him. Everyone was like, oh, Richard Blackwood as the donkey is the weakest link of the whole cast or whatever. He really wasn't. I thought he was really good. I genuinely think it's really unfair to say he's the weakest link because he wasn't. He was really funny. He made me laugh a lot, at least. I don't know if, from what I saw, people around me found him really funny as well. So he was really good. He was really entertaining, and I thought he really kind of suited the character of Donkey. So I don't understand. I will say though, his voice was not very good, admittedly, but again, you can't really do much about that, and maybe he'll get better as time goes on. But as a character, as Donkey, he was really funny, and I definitely think it's unfair to say he's the weakest link. I don't think there was a weak link in the cast. I think because obviously Donkey has a lot of scenes with Shrek, and I thought they were kind of equal, Shrek and Donkey. Nigel, Lindsay, and Richard Blackwood. They were equal in terms of how they acted and stuff. Neither of them were better than the other. They were both kind of on the same level, in my opinion. Which is how it should be, because it wouldn't really be good if one of them was a lot better than the other. They were really good. Neither of them delivered incredibly wow performances, to be honest, but they were good, both of them. And also, I've heard a lot of people say that there's not much chemistry going on between Shrek and Donkey. I thought there was a lot of chemistry between them. I thought they really genuinely looked like good mates and stuff. They were great. Nigel Harmon, who plays Lord Farquaad, I'd heard amazing reviews about him before I went to see him. Everyone was like, oh, he's the star of the show. So I had high expectations, if I'm honest. And he didn't disappoint. He really was amazing. I found myself looking forward to any of the scenes that he was in. Whenever he came on stage, I was like, yay, I'm going to be enjoying this scene. He was so funny. Just his character was brilliant. He was excellent. So yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on the actors and stuff. Set-wise, I thought the sets were really good. Again, before I went to see it, I'd heard a lot of people say that the sets looked like a panto set, and that the sets looked really cheap or whatever. It really didn't. There was a lot of scenery on stage. It was really good. To be fair though, the last show that was at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane was Oliver, and visually I think Oliver is just a more beautiful show because the sets in Oliver were just more kind of appealing, I guess, and more beautiful and stunning, whereas in Shrek it's more of a cartoony thing because it's meant to be, really, because it's meant to be like a storybook type thing, but it worked really well, and it definitely didn't look cheap. I'm going to tell you that it did not look cheap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There were a lot of kids in the audience, which was pretty cool. The last show that I went to, which had a lot of kids in the audience, was Wizard of Oz, so automatically I'm going to be comparing it to Wizard of Oz. And if I'm honest, I definitely enjoyed Shrek a lot more than I enjoyed the Wizard of Oz. Not that I didn't like the Wizard of Oz, but just on the whole, I think Shrek is a much more fun, entertaining show. That I think also Shrek is more. I think Wizard of Oz is mainly aimed at kids, and I guess so is Shrek in some ways. But Shrek can be enjoyed by adults as well, or teenagers or whatever. It was a more fun show in my opinion. I saw it in the previews. It actually opens on the 15th of June, so there's a couple of weeks left still until it officially opens. So there might be some changes before it gets officially opens or whatever. But from what I saw, it was really good, and I think the lead characters can kind of improve and get better, hopefully. But they don't really have to. They were good anyway. But I'm sure they will get better as time goes on. And yeah, I will definitely recommend it. It's a really, really fun show. If you want a really fun night out, definitely go see Shrek, because that's exactly what it gives you, a really fun night out. And you can't stop laughing at some of the bits, and it's really fun, especially if you have kids or younger people that you want to take. It's just a perfect show to go to. Before I go, I'm just going to show you my programme, which is signed by Amanda Holden, which was great. She was lovely. I met her after the show at the stage door. It was really busy, but she was really nice and kind of took her time to sign everyone's programs and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got a couple of exams left still, so hopefully after that I'll be making more videos again. Bye!